The ICF Oregon Charter Chapter broadcasts all of their bi-monthly meetings via Zoom. So what this does is it allows members to connect with the bi-monthly meeting no matter where they are, as long as they have an internet connection. So I'm Brighton West, and today I'm going to give you an overview of what Zoom is. And we're going to start with 10 seconds from our January meeting. And this meeting was a little bit different because almost all the members joined by Zoom. This meeting was in the middle of a huge snowstorm here in Oregon, and the meeting would have had to be canceled except for the fact that we had Zoom. And so the leadership just mailed out the Zoom link, and 32 members joined by Zoom for the bi-monthly meeting. So here's a quick 10-second clip from that.
And if you look at the slide, I picked different slides from around the world. What's exciting about this week, and for us as a chapter to really step up, is it's happening in 135 countries.
So now I'm going to walk you through what you would see on screen as a viewer participating in a Zoom meeting. So we're going to start here. This is President Sarah Graves, and she is opening the meeting here. And I'm going to walk you around the screen. So we see Sarah in the main window here. Up to the top, we see just a few other participants, and you can use the button here to scroll to the right and see more participants if they have their video turned on. Down the right-hand side, you can turn on the chat window if you want to chat with other individual participants or with the entire group. So this is a much better way if you've got a really big meeting. Instead of everyone trying to talk on top of each other, people can chat with each other. Down in the lower left, you've got a couple of controls for your side. So you can first mute or unmute your microphone. So if you are not the presenter, you can turn your microphone on mute and not worry about background noise. And then at any point in time, if you want to participate, you can click that and speak. Also, you can turn your video on or off. And you can see here, this person has their video turned off. Sometimes they show an actual picture of the person, but most people were participating with their video on. It really helps the presenter so that they can see some reaction coming back from the listeners or viewers. Moving along, you can invite additional people into your Zoom meeting. You can see at the beginning of the meeting, we had 21 participants at this point. You can share your screen, or in this case, Sarah's going to share her screen. You can open or close that chat window, and if you've been given permission, you can record the meeting. I think the recordings here are recorded by the president. And then finally, in the lower right-hand corner, you can leave the meeting by clicking on the red Leave Meeting. But now I'm going to scroll up here where it says Gallery View, and switch over to that gallery view from the speaker view. So you can see I can see 20 people here that are participating in this Zoom meeting. This is what's great about Zoom, is you can see so many people on the screen at the same time. Not everyone has their video camera turned on, but you can see a number of the different participants here, and you can also scroll to the right to see another screen of participants. And then Sarah got to the point where she shared her PowerPoint presentation. So you can see here's our board. And as a viewer, you have a lot of control, like I mentioned. So you've got some options up here, and also you can move around the screen of the speaker. You can show the speaker bigger or smaller or not at all, or you can show them along with other people on the screen, like we saw earlier, seeing some of the people that are also participating with you, and you can turn the chat on or off. And then finally, Sarah passed on the control to Elizabeth Case with Yellow Dog Consulting, who was the presenter for the evening. And you can see Elizabeth Case up here. And once again, I could change that around if I wanted to view, a bigger photo or a bigger video of Elizabeth live talking to us. And she gave this great presentation. You can see some of the chat was a little more, appropriate here in terms of like they were asking questions and asking for email addresses and websites and things like that. Earlier, there had been a little bit of just chatter about everyone was celebrating that we were all working from home and having a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon. This is Oregon. We should have been having Pinot, I guess. So Elizabeth gave a great presentation on how to grow your coaching business with follow-up. So that's how I'm going to end this overview of Zoom. I hope you found this helpful, and I would love it if you followed up by leaving a comment down below. Have you used Zoom? Do you use Zoom with clients? Have you used Zoom in your chapter? I would love to hear from you down in the comments.